Hello and welcome to my country garden. We're in the third week in August and we're having another lovely day here in central Scotland. Probably going to get to about 24 degrees today, although not intense sunshine. There's a little bit of cloud. Now, there's a number of things that I need to be doing in the garden today. I have just taken delivery of some new stakes, wooden stakes, because I want to stake up my Brussels sprout plants, and also one of my apple trees is already staked but it needs a new stake in there. I'd also, I sowed some more seeds yesterday, so I'll show you what additional seeds in August that I sowed. In my last video I showed you a number of seeds that I sowed, but I did some extra ones, so I'll show you what I sowed and I'll also give you an update on the ones I sowed a couple of weeks ago. And you can see how they have progressed. And other than that, there's a few other bits and pieces that need my attention today, and I'll bring you along with me. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to show you how my gladioli are looking. This is a new one for me this year. Look at the colours in that. Absolutely glorious. Can't remember the variety. I think it was just a mixed bunch. And another of the mixed bunch. Now this is a cerise. Looks almost red, but it's actually a really deep pink. And in fact, you can see it here. This is what it's going to look like when it opens up. So they're full-size gladioli. And then I've got these little dinky ones. I'll need to turn the pot around. That's better. And look at these ones. These are like 3/4 height gladioli. Aren't they lovely? And then I've noticed that, if I just go around here, I've noticed that last year's new gladioli, these lovely orangey ones, are coming out again. And that's just stunning. There's a few more still to flower. Now, while I'm standing next to the little mini greenhouse, this is where I've got my pepper plants. And I'm starting to get some nice peppers. Not the biggest, I mean, this is just hysterical. Look at the size of that. It's not really great. The variety is Del Rio. Here's more Del Rio, again, small. But they do turn orange. And then this one is King of the North, so that's a better size. And there's some other King of the North, and there's another Del Rio, a slightly bigger one. That's ready to harvest. So I wouldn't say they're monumental, but yes, we have some peppers. And then here are my spring onions, the ones that I didn't accidentally weed out. So hopefully they'll continue to come on. Now, in this metal circular bed, I actually had Robinson peas, and they finished, so I've taken them out and I've actually just put in some lettuce. This is Grenoble Red that I had growing in cells. It's probably a bit difficult to see because it's dark on dark, but I'm just going to let these grow on here. Can never have too many lettuces. And then to that end, if I just walk down here, a couple of the, well, 3 of the potato pots. Now the potatoes are out, I replaced with lettuce, more Grenoble Red, and I think Little Gem in here, Lolo Rosa in there, and more Little Gem over there. Lovely jubbly. And looking down at my potato hedge, not the nicest looking because the foliage is starting to die back, certainly in the ones up here, but I've still got loads of potatoes to harvest, which is fantastic. I'm just going to take my time and only harvest when I absolutely need to. Okay, this is the apple that I need to restake. It is a russet called Egremont russet. It's on dwarf rootstock, so it is a dwarf tree. And it's got plenty of fruit on it this year. I'm really excited about it. But if I just zoom in a little bit, you'll see that the stake now isn't actually doing its job, and it's leaning over this way. Okay, so you can see that there's some quite nice apples. That one's not maybe as big, but some quite nice apples. But look down here at the stake, and it's attached to the stake very low down. I suppose I could potentially attach it further up, but I think I'll put another stake in instead. Because if we look and see, it's bent over to the left, and really we're needing to straighten it up. So that is the plan. Okay, it's not a round stake that I have. It's actually a square one, but the tree isn't going to be anywhere near it to rub against it. And I've got these rubber tree ties, so hopefully it should be okay. And I'm just going to put it in at a jaunty angle again. Hopefully, the ground's a bit hard, so that I'm not going down into the roots directly at the tree. Oh. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I'll keep an eye, and if I think there's going to be a problem with this square support, I will replace it with another round one. So it's not really ideal, but it'll do the job for now, because I'm worried that the weight of the apples is going to break or permanently damage the tree. Okay, I think that's that. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take the tie off this one and put it onto this one, and then prop up the tree as best as I can. There, that's better. One more if I can. There. Go on, through you go. That's it. Right. Good. That's us. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little screw in here, and that will just stop this tie from going down. The only thing I'm slightly worried about actually is this branch here. I wonder if I'll just let it out one. Let it out one. There. Okay, I'll just keep an eye on that in case it rubs. Okay, literally next to the boughs of the apple tree, we have this metal raised bed. And on the left-hand side here, we've got parsnips, but I'm going to leave them until the cold weather, and I'll have some at Christmas. But here we've got sweet candle carrots, and I want to harvest a few of these, as I'm going to be making some bits and pieces that require carrots. So I've had some really nice carrots out of here actually, so let's see what I have now. Gosh. Right, let's see what I have. There's quite a few, so probably it's a good idea to do some thinning anyway. Ugh. I'll bring you a bit further in and you can see what I'm up to. Let's have this one. Okay, that's not biggest, but not bad. Let's see. Let's get this one. That's nice. Lovely carrot. Oh, how have I managed to pull this one out as well? There we go, that's 3. Now, there's a few of them mixed up together, so let's do a bit of a thinning exercise over here. There, have I pulled another one out? Oh yes, accidentally. Whoopsie. So, I accidentally pulled out these two by mistake, but these ones will do me fine. I'm really pleased with these sweet candle carrots. I actually did put in a row of a different variety as well, called Marion. But I think they maybe got crowded out. Right, I'm just going to take another one because there's 3 there altogether. There. Oh God. Accidentally harvested. Oh, harvested another. Right, okay. I think that's plenty. And it's still leaving me plenty in this bed. So I cannot be happier with these carrots. Okay, so here's some of the results of the sowings that I did 2 weeks ago. And you can see here that the spring onions are doing really, really well. Here the spinach is ropey. Some of it is a bit long and lanky, and there are other spinach seedlings just trying to come through. Garlic chives are coming in well, which I'm pleased about, along here. And then the elf ears oak lettuce, not looking the best. A little bit lanky, but that's okay. I will prick these out into individual cells and I'll put them nice and deep so they will be actually fine. And I'll do that just in a little while. Okay, here's some more of the seedlings. The cabbage, April, I've already pricked out and they're in individual cells now. The Chinese cabbage at Suko, I'm going to do the same with these. And similarly, Marvel of 4 Seasons and Grenoble Red, a little bit lanky, but I'll prick those out into individual cells and they'll grow on nicely. And then I did some direct sowing. Look at these girls. Hello. That's a label. It's not edible, darling. There. So in this bed here, I did some direct sowing of spinach and radish. And we can see the radishes are up. They're getting munched a bit. So we've got French breakfast 3 in this side, not as successful in the germination, but okay. And then we've got the cherry bell there. And again here, we've got, actually the spinach is looking quite good in here. It's coming up. I spaced it quite well actually, even if I do say so myself. So we'll leave that growing on. The young chickens are out in their own little area. And this one here is Betty. Oh, that's Wilma. There's Betty. And she's doing So much better than she was when we first got her, because she was a bit ill for the first week or so. Oh, and here's Maisie. Hello, Maisie. Hello, Maisie. So, yeah, they're doing... Look at this. Head through the fence. Hey, what you doing? Doing great. Now, as for what I have sown this week, I won't bore you with the details, but bottom line is we've got some cells, and I have sown 1 row or 3 cells of each of the different things and topped up with vermiculite. And you can see here that we've got cauliflower all seasons, giant winter spinach, kale hungry gap, purple sprouting broccoli, and pak choi, a red stemmed one. So that's what's in. We'll see if they come on enough to survive the winter, or in the case of the pak choi, hopefully gets harvested in advance of the winter. But yeah, we'll see. I just threw some seeds in that potentially will be okay, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, in this brassica bed I have swede, Brussels sprouts, and I think some cabbages, maybe some broccoli as well. Calabrese, I should say, although I have harvested most of that now, I think. But anyway, I need to put some supports in for the sprouts, so that's what I'm going to do now. Let me just take you in closer. Okay, so over here you can see there some swede. Oh, that's actually quite big. I think I'll harvest that now. Is that quite big? Yeah, that's big enough, I think. Oh, let's take that out. It's sort of flat, but yeah, that's a good size actually. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. That's a bit smaller, obviously. There's another one there, and another reasonable sized one there, and a smaller one over at the back. So, okay. Not entirely failed, but okay. Moving up here, I can see I've got a calabash cabbage here forming. It's hearting up, but it's little. Let's have a look in. Oh, yeah, there's the tail end of the calabrese, and there's a calabrese that is going to flower. So I'm actually going to take them out and just clear some space. It's easier to see some of the other swede now. And then, because it can get a bit confusing, it's actually red sprouts I'm growing, so you can see the plant there, although it's been munched at the top. So I think I've got 3. So I'm going to prop them up, get some decent props in, and I'll take out the calabrese and just see where that leaves us in this bed. Right. Okay. Right. I'm going to get the first stake in there. Okay. I'm trying to keep away from the roots as much as I can. Right, that's one. another one further in. Probably should have done this first, never thought that through, but anyway. Right. Pretty much there. Right. And I'll go around the other side to do the other one. Right. Okay, now to tie them up. It was enjoying the position that it had, but I'll just hopefully coax it to stay this way now. Okay, so where are you? There you are. Okay, so you come here. Oh my giddy aunt. Moral of this tale is get them tied up quicker and have the stakes in place. I once just used bamboo canes and that just didn't end well, I can assure you. Right, there's a little tiny calabash cabbage in here that I'm just going to pull because it's not going to do anything. So that can go out there. And I'll tidy up this. There. And that's just made a bit more space for everything else. Okay, that's my 3 Brussels sprouts standing nice and tall. We've got 1 calabash cabbage that has a chance of doing something, and then there's about another 5 or 6 Swede, some of which are going to be a nice size, some of which are going to be a little bit small, but still tasty. I've just moved, or actually Tom and I have just moved the dwarf cherry tree from the front there to the back. I had to dig a little area that was flat enough for the pot. So I'm a bit hot and sweaty, but it looks quite good up there now. Because although it's dwarf in height, the actual branches themselves are quite long and they were just getting in the way further down. So I think that's looking great. Oh. Well, I've run out of energy and my battery in my camera is literally just about to give up. So I think I'll call it a halt today. I hope you've enjoyed following me around and seeing the things I've been getting up to in the garden this 3rd week in August. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now.